So the question of how do you give access to me to your GTM account? Fairly simple question. The answer is also fairly simple. Go to the admin section of your account, and here I'm using my Albany Analytics account. But you can go to your account and you'll see a very similar structure. So you go to user management and you see I have two users here. Click on this and view user account details. As you can see, this says has access as administrator, access administrator. And what other values do I have? I have this, I shouldn't say values, I should say permissions. So permissions, what permissions do I have? I have read, which you can view triggers, tags, and variables, but you can just view them, do nothing else really. Edit, you can add them. You can even add workspaces. I advise against it very strongly unless you have a QA, a dev, and a production environment. Otherwise, just use one workspace. It's fine. Everybody can work with it. The next level of permission is to create versions of containers. So let's say you have created tags and triggers, and now you want to push them live, right? Or you want to make them ready to be live. Okay, and I'll show you in a moment where that lies. That's another permission. So you can create a workspace, triggers, tags, variables, and then prepare to push them live. So you're basically saying, okay, I'm done. I QA'd everything and ready to go live. That's next level of privilege. Now let's look at the last level, which is the highest level, which only a few people, one would prefer a couple of people, because if something happens to one person, then the other knows. But one single user should have access to this at all times. The reason why is that you sometimes push something that's wrong, or you want to go to a previous version. One person should be administering this, and you should be documenting this. You should make sure whoever is the approver has appropriate privileges and is creating the correct documentation at the time of approval. Okay, what I mean by that is a very simple thing of like, what tags did you create, why did you create them, or triggers and variables too. Why were they created before they're approved and pushed. Okay, so this publisher privilege is of someone who is monitoring that and then pushing it live. Okay, you can then save those permissions. So you can see you can take them away and then give them back. But notice what I just did when I hit, say, when I have them off, but then I hit publish, everything becomes on. It's obvious, because if you can't publish if you cannot make changes to them. So these are sort of a privilege tree here. Okay, so now let me close out of this and let me show you what I mean by approve. Okay, because that's important to know. Yes, I don't want to save any changes. Here I go. I click out of this. When I approve, let's say if I just have approve permissions, when I approve, the latest will be, say, version 3 here, but the live would be the previous version, because I don't have published privileges. In my account's case, of course, I have both privileges, so I approve and push it live simultaneously. But you could have a latest container which is not live, which is absolutely fabulous. Google Tag Manager developers have done this great job for us. So that's the way to do it. Go to admin, go to user management, go to a particular user. You can click on them, by the way, and you can see what permissions they have. I'm an administrator. I could also be a user. An administrator and user is a very basic difference. An administrator can modify permissions, right? So anyway, so I can go here and you can see that same menu again, okay? So if you want me to publish the tags, click this here and voila, I'll have permission, okay? I would advise that when you hire consultants like me and you give them privileges, when you are done with us, hopefully after a little while, we don't want to be nagging you forever, okay? So when you're done with us and you say bye bye, thank you so much for doing this work for us, please uncheck this or this or even this. We don't really need access to your environment after we're done, okay? Of course, you need us again, you give us access again. Just be sure that you know who can publish your tags. It's very important. Thank you very much.